Lil Durk versus Chief Keef. 300 versus OTF versus. That one would be too wild. Because you know how they had they originally Durk, everyone thought he was with Keef, and he went his own way and started such a big movement, and they're equally as big in their own ways. Glow Gang versus what's it, OTF? Yeah, that's what it is. See, versus I don't know if they do it because Chief's a little. I know Durk will be all for it. Keith might be a little scared because Keith was always the type, kind of like a me, where if he had a bad feeling about it, he didn't do it at all. And Dirk's like doesn't give a. Dirk is wild, too wild to a certain extent. Lil Durk versus Chief Keef, 300 versus OTF, yeah, something like that. At Chief, not Chief Settle, Chief Keef, Chief Lil Durk. You know, Zettle's on my top of my mentions. Who's Zettel? He's my local chief of the police. Let's see. Logang. You know what I should have did? Put a picture behind that too. Chief Keef and Durk. Chief Keef called himself the Chicago Goat, and Lil Durk called himself the King of Chicago. Chief Keef said he birthed all the Chirac rappers, while Durk says he has fallen off and is a thing of the past. Chief Keef ended the argument saying he invented Chirac rappers like Lil Durk, which can be seen as a fair argument in some people's eyes. I mean, come on. Dirk was the, I mean, I'm sorry. Chief was the first one to blow up at the time. And then shortly after, I mean, they all kind of sort of blew up at the same time. They were all rapping, but Keith really hit the mainstream. And I think it opened Dirk's eyes like, damn, Keith's making that much money. He's a, dirty ass little super black one. And then Dirk started making his money. Like it was a dark, because that's when we had that dark skin, light skin thing. And Dirk was a little more light skinned. But Keith was making way more money than him. He was blowing up, and he was going to leave Dirk behind. But well, actually, he wanted Dirk to go with him supposedly, but Dirk was too much of a man by himself and whatnot. And started to only the family. Well, he was already OTF. He was OTF from the get go. But I don't know. That's just kind of how the story they made of it. At first, I thought it was going to be one big thing called Glory Boys, and it all is. That's the funny thing, how they've set it up. So it is all Glory Boys. Just what phase are you at in the whole, in this whole timeline that they've created? It's a whole virtual timeline, interactive. It's like an interactive, more than just music or whatever. It's like this big full interactive thing. First, you get into Glory Boys. Then it switches to Glow Gang. Then you go through the all the stuff you ever originally did. Even for kids that hop on now, they start getting into Keef. Well, they see Keef's first. Well, they see his new videos he's releasing now. Then they go back into history and they get stuck in the Glory Boy days, or the Glow, yeah, and then it goes to Glow Gang and da da da. And then you have the riffs, SD's with him in the beginning, Dirk's with him in the beginning, and da da da. Now Dirk's like a superstar by himself. Performer. He's a real big performer, that Dirk. Live Nation. Lil Dirk 2 times.   times.  2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 7220 tour. Tickets on sale now. Ooh, he's doing another tour for the spring. Fresh. Like he's like it's never been. These are the biggest tours I ever seen. Look at all the Lil Durk. Phoenix, Arizona. That's where my mom was, but she wasn't going to no concerts. She was just enjoying the what do they call it? Grand Canyon and all that. Oh, so there'll be some cool music videos that Durk could grab over there in Phoenix or all the way through Arizona. We haven't seen him on the Grand Canyon. He could do a freestyle or some kind of song, a singing song on the Grand Canyon. That's scary, right on the edge of the Grand Canyon, and the camera guy could look like he's falling off of it. You have to be real secure over there and make sure no one pushes Durk off and stuff. YouTube Theater, Los Angeles, House of Blues, the Pavilion at Toyota Music Factory, Bayou Music Center, the Fillmore New Orleans, Solar Amphitheater, Daly's Palace, Coca-Cola Roxy, Red Hat Amphitheater, Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater, Hammerstein Ballroom, UPMC Event Center, Andrew J. Brady Music Center, Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. A lot of great amphitheaters at White River State Park, United Center. I got to go to one of America's amphitheaters over in Kentucky, and I seen the Scrooge play. We went with my school. Ebenezer Scrooge was the play. That was at a great amphitheater in Kentucky. Probably not near the size of what Durk is performing at, but who knows? But that was an enjoyable one that I got to see. Mammoth Cave. The Times of Scrooge McDuck, the Master of the Mississippi. I always liked Scrooge McDuck. Yes, in 1870 there were river captains, horseshoes, uncle was Porker Hog, and his boat was the River Belly. This is getting interesting. This hassle has been going on for 85 years, and only you and I can settle it. Some other time, trot along. Sort of a Bosley joke. He looks like he's having a dispute with another sort of man or something when it comes to this one's a super greedy pig, and he's more of a sitting duck with his nest egg or whatever. Our director, Tyrese, and Durk. Durk went and grabbed some Versace. Ollie, like, Durk, what does he do with all his, like, memorabilia? Does he just throw it out in the garbage, trash it? Like, used up things like that? Or because Keef saves a lot of things, frames it. I don't think they framed any of their clothes or anything. The only one that I would frame a Keith is that jacket that's in that finito or whatever. With the big, oh, I don't know. Is it the finito? Yeah, the Montclair finito. You could frame that one.